So what if the reason you are fighting this, like, sudden crazy urge to drain your savings account this week has literally nothing to do with your budget?
Right, and it has absolutely everything to do with an invisible 90-degree angle happening millions of miles away in space.
Exactly. Welcome back to Horoscope TV. Today we are analyzing the astrological data for anyone out there with the zodiac sign of Gemini.
And we are focusing specifically on the week of March 16 to March 22, 2026.
Yeah, and let me tell you, if you are a Gemini listening to this right now, you are stepping into a massive, just a really huge shift this week.
Oh, absolutely. It is a major transition.
Right. We are talking about a week that goes from this deep, quiet shadow work straight into totally brilliant, fast-paced action.
The shift in the data is just, well, it's dramatic. We are looking at a journey from internal shadows to loud external action.
Which is pretty rare.
Very rare. It is uncommon to see such a clear dividing line in a single week. The first few days are heavily influenced by water energy, which, asks you to look inward.
Okay, but then by the weekend...
By the weekend, the sky completely fills with fire and forward motion.
I love that. So I want to break down how this actually works for our Gemini listener. We aren't just going to list off planets today.
No, we are going to look at your actual life.
Exactly. Your love life, your career, your money, and your health. No complicated astrology words, just plain English.
We want you to understand exactly what to expect.
Right. And we're going to explain why these things are happening. So if you have been feeling misunderstood lately, or if your mind has been running in these stressful circles...
Which Geminis are definitely prone to doing.
Oh, totally. Just take a breath right now. The fog is finally about to lift. To help me analyze all of this data and figure out the actual mechanics behind it, I am joined by our resident expert. Welcome back.
Thank you so much. I'm really looking forward to tearing into this data with you.
Me too.
The story for Gemini right now is it's rich with tension, release, and eventually total clarity.
So let's start with the overall theme before we really get into the daily weeds. What is the big picture for our Gemini listener this week?
Well, the overarching theme is the transition from the hidden to the visible.
Okay, from hidden to visible.
Right. You are moving from a phase of quiet, behind-the-scenes planning into a phase of joyful, really clear communication.
So it's like setting up the stage in the dark.
That is a perfect way to put it. You spend the beginning of the week setting up the stage in the dark, but by the end of the week, the lights come on, the curtain goes up, and your ruling planet, Mercury, finally starts moving forward again.
Oh man, Mercury moving forward. We will definitely get to that because I know people are waiting for that relief.
It's going to be huge.
But let's look at the beginning of the week first. Around March 16th, the data shows the moon enters Pisces.
Yes, the moon in Pisces.
Now, Gemini is an air sign, right?
Yeah.
It's all about wind, talking, moving fast, and just thinking quickly.
Exactly. Air signs are constantly in motion.
But Pisces is water. It is deep, it is emotional, it is quiet. And the moon is all about our inner feelings. So how does a fast-moving air sign handle all this deep water?
Well, usually an air sign finds heavy water energy a bit uncomfortable.
Because it bogs them down.
Right. Think about wind blowing over water. It creates waves and sometimes even a storm.
Oh, I see.
But in this specific setup for this week, the moon in Pisces is moving through the sector of your chart that rules your biggest career goals.
So it's focusing all that water on the job.
Yes. So instead of an emotional storm, I want you to think of it as deep, quiet focus.
Okay, so like my backstage analogy earlier.
Exactly like that. This is not the time to be sending 50 emails to your boss or demanding a promotion loudly in the middle of the office.
Quite keep it quiet.
This is the time to sit quietly and map out what you actually want your future to look like.
It really feels like a builder laying down the foundation of a house.
Yeah.
Like you don't invite people over for a party while you are pouring the concrete, right?
No, definitely not.
It is dirty, it is quiet, and it is just you and the raw materials. You need that quiet time to really lock in what your professional hopes are going to be.
The data strongly suggests that slowing down is your absolute secret weapon here.
Which is hard for a Gemini.
It is. Gemini minds run at 100 miles an hour, usually want to be out there talking to everyone.
Right.
But the moon in Pisces is asking you to pause, is asking you to use your intuition, not just your logic. Feel your way through your career goals instead of just, thinking about them constantly.
Okay, so feel, don't just think. But that quiet focus is only part of the story on March 16th, right?
Right, there's a lot more happening.
Because there is another major cosmic event happening at the exact same time.
Mhm.
The data shows that Mercury squares Lilith.
Yes, a very intense transit.
Let's break this down into pieces because there's a lot going on here. Mercury is the planet of communication.
And it is the planet that actually rules Gemini.
So whatever Mercury does, our Gemini listener feels it super strongly.
Oh, that is absolutely right. Mercury is your boss planet. It dictates how you talk, how you think, and how you process information.
Okay, and then we have Lilith. Let's talk about Lilith for a second, because that is actually not a planet, is it?
No, Lilith is a point in space. And in astrology, it represents our hidden sides.
Right, it comes from that old myth of the first woman who refused to be told what to do and just ran off into the wild.
Exactly. It is the raw, untamed part of us. The feelings we keep buried deep down because we think society will not like them.
So when we analyze Lilith in a chart, we are looking at the shadow self.
Yes. These are the desires, the fears, and the urges that you do not put on your resume or talk about at dinner parties.
Okay, so Mercury, the planet of talking, meets Lilith, the shadow self, and they meet in a square.
A square is tough.
Right. For the listener, a square in astrology means two planets are at a 90-degree angle to each other.
It creates a lot of pressure.
Think of two cars driving toward the exact same intersection from different directions. They arrive at the exact same time. There is tension. They have to figure out who goes first.
The 90-degree angle is a classic signature of friction. It forces a conversation to happen.
So someone has to yield.
Right. In this case, Mercury is forcing Lilith to speak. This transit pushes you to communicate your deepest hidden desires in your romantic life.
Oh, wow. So it brings the hidden stuff out into light.
It demands absolute honesty. You cannot hide your true feelings from your partner under this energy.
But looking at the data, it also has a major warning attached to this same 90-degree angle, right?
It definitely does.
Because while it tells you to open up in love,
Mm.
it screams at you to be careful with your money.
Yes, extreme caution is needed there.
It warns against making totally impulsive financial purchases based on hidden fears. So why does the shadow self want us to be honest in love, but then makes us act totally crazy with our credit cards?
Well, to analyze this, we have to look at how fear operates in the human brain. The shadow self holds both our deepest desires and our deepest insecurities.
So it's a mix of both.
Right. In a romantic relationship, sharing a hidden desire, even if it is super scary to say out loud, is an act of building trust.
It is vulnerable.
Exactly. You are handing the other person a piece of your real self. That strengthens the bond.
You are giving them the map to your heart.
That's a beautiful way to say it. But money triggers a completely different survival instinct.
Because money equals safety to our brains.
Yes. When your shadow self feels insecure about money or status or safety, it does not want to build trust. It wants to build a wall.
Or better yet, it wants to buy a shield.
A very expensive shield.
Oh, I totally see how that works. It is that uncomfortable feeling when your brain feels small or scared. So you go online and buy a really expensive jacket.
We have all been there.
Right. You think, if I wear this jacket, people will think I am successful and then I will finally feel safe. You are trying to buy a cure for a hidden fear.
But the jacket does not cure the fear. It just drains your bank account.
Which gives you a new fear.
Exactly. That is a danger of Mercury squaring Lilith. The tension of that 90-degree angle makes you want to take action right away to relieve the pressure.
So in love, the action is talking. In money, the action is spending.
You've got it. The data is warning you to recognize the difference between those two urges.
So if you feel the urge to buy something big on March 16, ask yourself, am I buying this because I actually need it? Or am I buying this because I am secretly afraid of falling behind my friends?
Questioning your own motives is the absolute best way to handle a square. You have to act like a detective with your own brain.
Would love that. A brain detective.
When the urge to spend hits, pause. Look at the hidden fear driving the car. Once you see the fear, the urge to spend usually just goes away.
That is incredibly practical advice for a Monday. Do the quiet work on your career, be brave enough to tell your partner your hidden feelings, and keep your wallet zipped completely shut.
Sound advice.
So as we move past the heavy shadow work, we get to the middle of the week. Around March 18 and March 19, the data gets very active.
It really picks up speed.
Now let's look at March 18. We have Venus squaring Jupiter. There's that 90-degree tension angle again, but with very different planets this time.
This is a really fascinating combination to analyze. Venus rules love, beauty, values, and money.
All the good stuff.
Right. And Jupiter is the giant of the solar system. Its job in astrology is to act like a massive magnifying glass.
It makes everything bigger.
Exactly. It expands whatever it touches. It brings luck, growth, and abundance.
But they are at a square. So Venus and Jupiter are meeting at that tense 90-degree intersection. How does tension between love and expansion actually play out?
Well, in this case, the tension creates a burst of massive joy and just overwhelming happiness in your social life.
Wait, tension creates joy.
Yes. The pressure builds up, but instead of resulting in a fight, it pops like a bottle of champagne.
Oh, I like that.
Your heart wants to expand. You will feel a strong, almost demanding urge to spoil your partner with beautiful gifts and grand affection.
It feels like hitting a jackpot on a slot machine. You pull the lever, the bells ring, the lights flash, and suddenly you have all these coins pouring out.
And what do you want to do with them?
Right, your very first thought isn't to put the coins in a safe. Your first thought is, I want to take all my friends out to the fanciest dinner in town. You want to share the wealth.
The desire to share is totally overwhelming under this transit. And because Venus also rules money, Jupiter magnifying Venus can literally mean a completely unexpected financial bonus.
Really?
Yes, or a wonderful gift coming your way. The data points to sudden abundance.
That sounds absolutely fantastic, but since it is a square, is there a catch? Do we need to be careful with the champagne popping?
There is always a catch with a square. The only caution with Jupiter is going overboard.
Because it doesn't know when to quit.
Exactly. Jupiter does not know when to stop. So enjoy the joy, buy the dinner, but do not buy a new car just because you feel lucky today.
Okay, let the abundance fill your heart without emptying your entire bank account.
That is the perfect balance.
Fair enough. Enjoy the luck, but keep one foot on the ground.
Now, also on March 18th, we have the Sun making a sextile to Uranus. We have talked about squares. What is a sextile?
The sextile is a 60-degree angle between two planets.
Okay, so a different shape.
Right. If a square is a tense intersection, a sextile is a door that is cracked open. It is a friendly, helpful connection.
So it's an opportunity.
Yes, but you have to actively reach out and take it. It does not force you the way a square does.
Got it. And Uranus is the planet involved here. Uranus is like the weirdo of the solar system, right?
It is definitely the rebel.
It spins on its side, it breaks the rules. In astrology, it represents sudden changes, lightning bolts of inspiration, and breaking out of old habits.
When the sun, which is your core life force, makes a helpful angle to Uranus, the planet of sudden sparks, the data shows highly positive surprises coming out of nowhere.
So good surprises.
Yes. For our Gemini listener, this is going to show up in two very specific ways.
Okay, what is the first one?
First, in your work life, you are going to get a sudden, completely brilliant idea.
Yeah.
Just out of the blue.
Yes, something that will absolutely impress your strict bosses or solve a problem everyone else has been totally stuck on.
Because the door is cracked open, and Uranus throws a lightning bolt right through it.
That is the mental side. But the physical side is just as important. The data shows this same energy will suddenly inspire a positive change in your daily exercise routine.
Wait, hold on. I get a great idea at work, and suddenly I want to go for a run.
I know it sounds disconnected.
Yeah, how do those two things connect at all? Are we saying the universe acts as a physical muscle switch?
Well, it connects directly to the mind-body link, which is incredibly strong for a Gemini.
Because Gemini is an air sign.
Because Gemini is ruled by Mercury, which rules the nervous system. When your brain gets a massive spark of fresh energy, like solving a puzzle at work, your nervous system lights up.
Oh, wow.
The electrical current in your body actually changes.
Oh, I see. It is like when you finally figure out the answer to a tough problem, you physically cannot just sit in your office chair anymore.
You have to move.
Right, you want to jump up, pace around the room, maybe go for a walk outside. Your whole system is buzzing with this new frequency.
Your physical body wants to match the vibration of your mental state.
That makes so much sense.
You cannot change your mental energy without your physical energy wanting to follow along. If your brain is experiencing a sudden, brilliant surprise, your body is going to want to move in a new, surprising way.
So if you suddenly feel the urge to ditch your normal gym routine and try a weird dance class or run a different route through the park, you should just do it.
Absolutely do it.
It is your body burning off the lightning bolt from Uranus.
Following that physical urge is the best way to process the energy. If you try to sit still, you will just feel super anxious.
I just love how physical the astrology gets. It's not just in the stars, it's in your body.
Yeah.
Moving to March 19, the sky goes dark. We have a new moon in Pisces.
Yes, the new moon. It happens when the sun and the moon are in the exact same degree in the sky.
So they are lined up perfectly,
Right. From our perspective on Earth, we cannot see the moon at all. The sky is dark. It is the end of an old cycle and the beginning of a brand new one.
and it is back in Pisces, that deep emotional water sign we started the week with.
That same quiet energy.
So the data outline says this is a day for the listener to set new goals for long-term professional income, expand career goals safely, network, make a new wish for their romantic future, and focus on healing their spirit through gentle meditation.
I mean, that is a massive list of tasks for a day that is supposed to be quiet.
Right. I want to point out how incredibly busy this so-called quiet day actually is.
It is internally very busy.
Yeah, even though it involves meditation, it is a crucial planning day for every single area of life. Money, career, romance, spirit. It is all happening on March 19 in the dark of the moon.
We can analyze this by looking at how a seed grows.
Okay, let's hear it.
You plant a seed in the dark dirt. Nothing appears to be happening on the surface. It looks totally
It's
quiet.
flat dirt.
Right. But underneath, the seed is breaking open, sending out roots, and gathering nutrients. It is doing massive amounts of work in the dark. That is what March 19 is for you.
So the action is internal. To our Gemini listener, I am asking you to literally take a moment on March 19 to write these goals down.
Yes, do not skip that step.
Do not just let them float around in your fast-paced brain. Write down the long-term income goal. Write down the new wish for your romantic future.
The physical act of writing is very important for an air sign.
Why is that?
Because your thoughts are like wind. They blow in and they blow out. When you write something down on paper, you take an airy thought and pull it into the physical world.
You anchor it.
You give it form. You are literally planting the seed in the dirt.
It takes it from a hidden thought and turns it into a real blueprint. And you're going to want that blueprint finished because the very next day, the entire mood of the week completely flips.
Oh, flips dramatically.
We are moving out of the water. March 20 is a massive turning point. What happens?
Two major life-altering cosmic events happen on March 20. First, the sun leaves the gentle, quiet water sign of Pisces and enters the fiery, action-oriented sign of Aries.
Wow.
This is the start of the astrological new year.
The shift from water to fire, that has to feel like a shock to the system.
It is a complete change in temperature. The data shows that as soon as the sun enters Aries, your desire to hide away and plan is just gone.
You are ready to go out.
You will suddenly seek fun activities. You will want highly social dates with your friends. Group tasks at work will suddenly feel easy and happy.
And what about the money planning we did?
Your intuition regarding money, which you have been planning quietly, will suddenly be completely perfect for taking action.
So we go from meditating quietly by ourselves in a dark room to needing to be around a crowd of people just to feel normal.
Exactly. To understand this, consider the elements again. You are Gemini, air. The sun is now in Aries, fire. What happens when you blow air onto a fire?
It gets bigger, it flares up, the flames get higher.
Right. The combination of air and fire is explosive and dynamic. Fire needs oxygen to burn.
And Gemini brings the oxygen.
When Aries brings the heat, your Gemini energy provides the oxygen through conversation, ideas, and movement. This creates a highly dynamic social energy.
That makes so much sense regarding how a Gemini recharges.
How do you mean?
Well, some people, like water signs or earth signs, might need to be completely alone to recharge their social battery.
Oh, absolutely.
But a Gemini needs the exchange of ideas. They need the laughter, the fast-paced chatter of a group. If they sit alone for too long, their battery goes flat.
For you, socializing on March 20 is not a distraction. It is a health requirement.
Get out of the house.
Being around people will completely restore your natural energy. It brings you back to life.
So go out, be social, feed the fire. But the sun moving into Aries is only the first big event on March 20. There's something even bigger for our Gemini listener, right?
This is the most important shift of the week for you. Your ruling planet, Mercury, finally goes direct.
Oh, finally. Let's talk about retrograde and direct, because people throw the word retrograde around a lot.
They do, usually when their computer crashes.
Exactly. Mercury has been retrograde, which means it looks like it is moving backward in the sky. And because Mercury rules all communication, technology, and travel, things have been super messy.
Let's analyze the actual mechanics of a retrograde. It is not actually moving backward.
It's a trick of the light.
It is an optical illusion. Imagine you were on a fast train, passing a slower train on a parallel track.
Okay, I can picture that.
As you speed past the slower train, it looks like the slower train is moving backward, even though you were both going forward.
Right, your perspective is just temporarily distorted by the speed of your own track.
Exactly. Earth is passing Mercury on the inside track. It causes a distortion in how we process Mercury's energy.
So that's why everything breaks down.
Emails get lost, texts are misunderstood, plans get delayed, contracts get stalled. Your perspective on information is warped.
But on March 20, the trains line back up. Mercury goes direct. It starts moving forward from our perspective again.
The relief will be instant and completely measurable.
So what does the data show happening?
The data indicates that this forward motion completely clears up all your communication misunderstandings. In your romantic life, you and your partner will understand each other perfectly without any confusion or sad delays.
Oh, thank goodness. No more sending a risky text message and then staring at your phone for 3 days trying to figure out if they're mad at you.
No, total clarity. In your career, the stalled energy breaks. You can finally sign important professional contracts safely.
Nice.
In your finances, the delayed checks will finally clear the bank. And perhaps most importantly, in your health, this shift completely relieves your severe mental stress, bringing total physical wellness.
Wait, hold on. I have to ask a question about this.
Yeah.
If Mercury goes direct and suddenly my text goes through or a contract gets signed, my physical stress just vanishes.
It does.
That sounds a bit like magic. Are we saying the universe acts as a physical muscle relaxant, or is this just basic human relief?
It is basic human biology reacting to the release of stuck energy. The situations from the retrograde were real. The contract was actually delayed. The text message was actually misunderstood.
Right.
The problem is what your brain does when it cannot solve a puzzle.
It spins.
It spins endlessly. Delayed information causes severe mental stress because your brain is trying to predict an unpredictable outcome.
You are just waiting, worrying, running 100 different worst-case scenarios.
And that mental spinning takes a massive physical toll. It tightens your jaw, it drops your shoulders, it floods your body with stress hormones.
You do not even realize how tight you are holding your muscles until you get the email that says everything is approved. And suddenly you just melt into your chair.
The moment the mental worry stops on March 20, your body physically relaxes. The stress was not just in your head, it was living in your tissues.
That is wild.
Mercury going direct gives your brain the answer it was looking for, which acts as the ultimate release valve for your physical body.
It proves how completely linked the mind and body are. You cannot separate them. So by the end of March 20, you have clarity, you have your energy back from the Aries fire, and you are ready to move.
It is a totally different feeling than Monday.
This sets us up perfectly for the end of the week. Let's look at March 22 and the cosmic connections you have with other people. First, what is happening in the sky on March 22?
On March 22, we have Mars making a trine to Jupiter.
Okay, another geometry term. We had squares at 90 degrees, which is tension. We had sextiles at 60 degrees, which is a cracked door. What is a trine?
A trine is a 120-degree angle.
Okay.
If you draw lines between 3 planets in a trine, you get a perfect equilateral triangle. Mathematically and structurally, a triangle is the most stable, free-flowing shape in nature.
So there's no crashing cars here.
No, a trine means the energy flows between the 2 planets with absolutely zero friction.
And the planets are Mars and Jupiter. Mars is the gas pedal, right?
Yep.
It is drive, action, and ambition.
Yeah.
And Jupiter, as we discussed, is the giant planet of luck and expansion, the open highway.
So you have the gas pedal pressed to the floor on a wide open highway with zero traffic.
I love that.
This specific connection brings massive career luck and a fantastic, completely secure financial expansion. The seeds you planted in the dark on the new moon are now shooting up into the sunlight.
It is like everything is lining up perfectly. You did the quiet planning. Your communication is totally clear because Mercury is direct. You are energized by the Aries fire. And now Mars and Jupiter are handing you a secure financial win.
It is a very rewarding day.
But all this amazing energy can be ruined if you hang out with the wrong people, right?
That is very true. Energy is contagious.
The data provides very clear guidance on who you should and should not spend your time with this week. Let's talk about the best match first. Who is the perfect partner in crime for Gemini this week?
Your absolute best match for this fast-paced week is definitely Libra.
Libra is another air sign.
Yes. And because you are both air signs, you share the exact same communicative and social approach to daily life.
You both process the world through ideas and conversation.
Right.
So how does this play out during the specific events of this week?
Well, consider March 20, when the sun enters Aries and you suddenly have that massive urge to go out and have fun.
Right, the fire energy.
Libra will be the perfect partner to help you enjoy those simple, beautiful, fun things. They want to socialize just as much as you do. They understand the assignment.
They will not drag their feet. They will not tell you to stay home and watch a movie. They will be the first one to say, I know a great place. Let's go right now.
Building on that, when you reach March 22 and experience the expansive Mars and Jupiter energy bringing career luck, Libra will completely thrive with you.
They won't get competitive.
No, they will not be jealous of your success. They will use that energy with you, making your shared intellectual goals incredibly successful.
I always think of Gemini and Libra like two musicians who instantly know how to play the same song without ever rehearsing.
They just get each other's rhythm.
Exactly. They do not have to explain the joke. They do not have to apologize for talking too fast. And they do not have to slow down. They just flow together.
That analogy captures the lack of friction perfectly. Libra completely understands your deep need for mental stimulation.
They know your mind needs to be engaged constantly.
But they also know exactly how to provide the loyal, pure affection you crave. The data indicates that together, you create an unstoppable team filled with bright joy and peace.
Surround yourself with Libra energy this week. Call your Libra friends. Go on a date with a Libra.
It is highly recommended.
But on the flip side, there is a clear warning in the astrological data. Who is the worst match for Gemini this week? Who do we need to avoid to protect this good energy?
The data suggests a high probability of severe friction with Earth signs this week, specifically Capricorn. You will likely find it completely impossible to find any common ground with them during this fast-paced window.
Earth meets air. That usually creates a dust storm. Why is it so bad this week specifically?
Let's analyze the friction. It is a fundamental clash of basic human needs.
Okay, break that down for me.
On March 20, you deeply desire highly social, completely fun activities. You want to feel free. You are vibrating with that Aries fire.
Ready for anything.
But Capricorn is ruled by Saturn, the planet of rules and limits. Capricorn wants to loudly work and boldly conquer their career goals. They operate on a framework of strict, practical rules.
And those practical rules naturally repel a Gemini's need for chaotic ideation.
Completely.
You want to go to a noisy dinner party and chat with strangers about wild ideas, and Capricorn wants to stay late at the office color-coding a spreadsheet to ensure long-term security.
Their focus on long-term security is going to directly collide with your need for immediate, expansive joy. Their rigid energy will totally frustrate your pure need for intellectual freedom.
I can feel the headache already.
But the real clash actually happens on March 18th.
March 18th. Let me look at the map. Oh, that was the day Venus squares Jupiter. The day of big joy, wanting to spoil your partner. The slot machine jackpot feeling.
Yes. That intense energy of Venus squaring Jupiter will trigger massive arguments between you and Capricorn.
Because you are spending money.
Because you will be acting completely playfully, enjoying the sudden abundance, while Capricorn will demand totally strict caution.
I can see that playing out so clearly. You are so happy. You say, let's order the expensive champagne to celebrate.
And how do they react?
Capricorn looks at you with a cold stare and says, we need to put that money into a savings account immediately to prepare for winter. It just instantly kills the joy.
To a Capricorn, security is joy. To a Gemini, freedom is joy. It is a profound mismatch of energy.
That makes total sense.
During a Venus and Jupiter square, a Capricorn's caution feels like a prison to you. Their cold, unpredictable moods regarding your spending will deeply disturb your absolute peace.
Now, we are not saying Capricorns are bad people.
Not at all.
We are just saying their weather system is completely incompatible with your weather system this week.
Exactly. My analysis of the data leads to one clear piece of advice. Do not try to change them.
Just let them be.
Do not try to convince them to loosen up and have fun. It will only cause a fight. It is absolutely best to completely avoid their heavy, exhausting, strict energy right now. Safely and entirely, just walk away.
Let them do their spreadsheets, and you go find your Libra friend to drink the champagne with.
That is the best plan.
That is great practical advice to protect your peace. All right, as we start to wrap up our analysis of the week, let's summarize the specific luck boosters the data has provided for our Gemini listeners.
These are very specific this week.
Yeah, if you want to maximize this amazing energy, surround yourself with the color yellow. The specific color code is hex FFFF00, which is a bright, pure sunshine yellow.
Yellow is deeply tied to Gemini. It is the color of the mind, of the intellect, and of high-frequency communication.
It's energetic.
Wearing it Or having it around you physically stimulates your nervous system to stay sharp.
It keeps you buzzing. Your lucky numbers for the week are 3, 15, 27, 39, 41, and 55. Keep an eye out for those numbers in your daily life.
They will pop up everywhere.
Finally, the absolute best dates to take action and really push your goals forward are March 18, March 20, and March 22.
Those are the days when the cosmic geometry is fully supporting your forward motion.
We have covered so much ground today. We started with the deep, quiet shadow work, the tension of hidden fears and desires.
And dealing with Lilith.
Right. We looked at the sudden, brilliant ideas hitting your mind and body. We talked about planting seeds in the dark, the joy of socializing when the fire returns, the massive physical relief of clear communication, and finding the right people to share the highway with.
It really is an incredible journey of a week.
It is a week of profound movement. And as you step out of the shadows and into this new phase of clear communication, I'll leave you with a final thought to mull over.
What is that?
Well, when your ruling planet, Mercury, finally goes direct on March 20, it clears up all your past misunderstandings. It gives you a totally clean slate. The question is, now that you have perfect clarity and your words finally carry their true power without any distortion, what is the very first truth you are going to speak?
Wow. What a massive question to take into the week.
Right. What is the first truth you are going to speak? Think about that. Thank you so much for joining me and breaking down all of this fascinating data.
It was a pleasure to analyze it with you.
And to you, our Gemini listener, thank you for listening to this episode on Horoscope TV. We want to make sure you never miss out on your weekly guidance, so please subscribe to the show so you can get notified the exact moment the next weekly episode is available. Have a totally brilliant, communicative week. Wear that beautiful bright yellow, and we will see you next time.